And we are live. Hey guys, how you doing? I got Jade here. My name's
everybody.
Rick. Welcome to RPW Media. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I don't see anybody on chat.
Neither do I.
Let me open.
Had a good 4th of July.
Oh, you have to mute that.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, I know. Let me see. I'm going to see. I'm going to go over what we're going to go over this week. So the top 3: Soros-funded PAC shuts off money tap to his favorite prosecutors as they face electoral uncertainty. So they may be getting booted, so he doesn't want to waste money on them, which is a good thing because I hope they do get booted, the bastards. Joe Biden says he was the first black woman to serve with a black president. He actually said it. I don't think he meant it, but he said it, and he's running for president, right? And as Biden tells governors, my health is fine. It's just my brain. And up top, we have Archbishop. Remember the Archbishop, Jade, that was in trouble with the Pope, with the Marxist Pope?
Yeah,
remember that?
I guess they've come to heads.
Yeah, Carlo Maria Vigano, I think his name is. He was found guilty of schism, and he's excommunicated by Pope Francis. In other words, he believes in original Catholicism, which everybody really should, and not what the Pope wants to put forward. So he said, the Pope said, you're out of here. Breaking report, Joe Biden has lost all independence. Then we have the insurance policy makes her move. This is Kamala. Now, you got to understand something. All the money that Biden has that he got from fundraising from all the billionaires, leftist billionaires, it would be, if he drops out, that is controlled by Kamala. She has access to it because it's Biden-Harris. So she has access to it. She doesn't have to let it go. And she can use it for her own campaign, right? So I don't know who she would pick for a VP, but my God. Usually you want to go a little lower than the top of the ticket, right? What could be lower than Kamala? My goodness. But I heard Andrew Wilkow, if you guys know who he is, the Wilkow Majorities on SiriusXM. He's a pretty good talk show host, conservative. And he had said that he heard from inside sources that at the convention, they're going to try and play some games, and they want the ticket to be Hillary Newsom. Can you believe that?
Interesting.
Hillary Newsom. Yeah. So if they try to get Joe's money, which would be Kamala's, it would be very difficult to do legally. It just would. And he would have a hard time. You can't just, a lot of people say you can just say to your delegates, well, now go support him or her, right? You can't do that. There's some legalities there, and it's not easy to do.
Yeah,
because they got to go.
Anybody but Kamala can't have all that money or those delegates.
Yeah,
I know. The thing is, and I mean, it's easy to see why Kamala has come out solidly in support of Joe. And the reason why, of course, is because she's seen the polls. She does worse than him.
Oh, yeah. So she's really low. I mean,
but she's putting two things together. She's putting, okay, he's our chance. It's still a bit of a toss-up. Let's push him, and then he's going to croak in office. We know that. And then I'll be president. That's the only way she's going to get to be president.
Oh, I know. What's up, Simon? How you doing, Vamps? What's up, guys? So then what is next? Next is Michelle Obama's team finally shuts down the presidential rumors again. I said all along she was not going to run. She doesn't want the pay cut, and she hates politics. She can't stand it. If you guys remember, in the beginning of Barack's term, his first term, before he screwed everything up, it turns out that, hold on. Hang on a sec.
That would, of course, end up being Obama's fourth term at that point.
Yeah, really, I know. Hold on, I got to finish this. Somebody sent me a text. Just a sec. Give me a sec, guys.
Take your time, Rich.
Yeah, I got to respond. My son hit me up from Poland.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's good. He sent me a photo today of himself, and I was looking at it, I was like, wow, he looks slightly different. You know, his hair's a little different, and he got tattoos down his arm. And I'm like, so I wrote to him because he has tats like all over, but not where you can see them if he went for a job interview, right? He was smart like that. But then he has these tats here, and I'm looking at him I'm like, I wrote back and I said, well, you know, you got more tats, but you got them on your arms. And he writes back, LOL, that's not me. That's my doppelganger out on the base. So there's his doppelganger is actually, and I swear to God, it looks just like him too, except for the hair slightly different, the same color, but he combs it differently, and he's got tats down his arms. This other guy, I was like, you guys should like take pictures together. He's like, yeah, we were going to do that anyway. Sorry, I just had to get back to him.
You got to be careful about that because people in the sandbox, this became an issue. They took pictures of their crib and they were sending them home, and they were being intercepted, and they had location data. So the next thing you know, the enemy was indexing that location data so they knew where the forward base was.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine he's in an established base in Poland, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's in a Polish base, but his base, because I was worried because they like a little while ago they were saying that that NATO, he's in NATO right now. He has to put the patch on, but he's U.S. Army, and here they got him over in Poland. He was in Lithuania. He's going to Romania and Estonia, but he's staying in Poland mostly. But then we had NATO. I did a story a few weeks back was saying that they're going to be sending U.S. troops, Army, straight into Russia, that they were creating corridors for it now so that they could move quickly. Straight into Russia is what they're talking about, right? So I texted him. I said, you know anything about that? And he wrote back. He said, yeah, it's not us. He said, because we're a defensive base. We're not offensive. So I was like, all right, good. So the Polish base that he's at is a defensive base, not. So if they start attacking Poland, you know, then he's going to be at war. But I don't see that happen. He's like either 12 or 1,400 miles from Ukraine. So I don't see that happening. But still, you never know with the people in charge today. You never know what's going to happen. So leftist media outlet calls for Biden campaign to use AI to make him appear cogent. Can you believe that? Oh, my God. That's so funny. HuffPost reported to FBI for the most dangerous headline in American history after Supreme Court ruling. You're not going to believe that one. All right, so let's see. Who's all here? About hating Trump mostly. Yeah. Oh, guys, I was at family. Hey, what's up, Chris? I'll put the link out for you, brother. Yeah, I was at family picnic last night, and there was a woman there that was she was all tatted up and all, but she's one of my family's family. So she was talking to another woman, and I'm just standing there, right, minding my own business, and I heard her say, well, that's just another reason to hate Trump. And like, what? You know, so I got in a little debate with her. We kept it quiet and all, but I got in a little debate with her. And man, she drank the Kool-Aid, you know, trying to act like, you know, she's all that, you know, knows everything. She listens to everything. I said, well, actually, you must be listening to the wrong thing because everything you just said is wrong. And then she's like, oh, so he didn't say all Mexicans are rapists? I said, no. And she goes, oh, you're nuts. And I said, if I was to play it for you, she goes, I heard it. I'm like, if I was to play it for you, would you admit it? She goes, yeah. So I found it and I played it. And she goes, okay. So then she says, yeah, but he did say they were very fine people. I'm like, if I was to play for you that he didn't say it and that he condemned those hate groups, well, she goes, he did not. I'm like, well, you got to stop watching CNN because they edited that out. So it was stuff like that all night long. And,
but you know what's the sad part? You haven't moved the needle for her.
Not at all. Not at all. But I told her, I said, look, I said, they make up all kinds of shit. She says, yeah, well, there was this guy that made these custom, I think they were custom rugs or something. And it doesn't matter. And widgets, right? And that he didn't pay him. And I was like, well, every single time that we hear a story like that, you have to go back 30 or 40 years for that. And then when you get all the information, which is a lot of work to get because it's 30, 40 years ago, I said, what happens is you get into a situation where you read that they didn't do it to spec or that they use inferior products for his hotels, and he didn't want that. He paid for the better stuff. And so he says, I'm not paying for it until you get it done for you. That happened with doorknobs. It happened with curtains and whatever this other thing was. You know, I was like, you know, he's done so many buildings. And she goes, what then? I was like, a lot of skyscrapers. And he's done a lot of golf courses, and he has buildings all over the world. I was like, so when you have that many buildings, you're going to have people that are going to try and sue you. You know, and she's like, what about Stormy Daniels? So what about the letters that she wrote claiming she didn't do it? And her lawyer said she didn't. Hey, what's up, Commander? What's up, brother? How you doing? All right, I'm going to start reading, and we're going to get your opinion on it, too. Which one first? The chicken or the egg? All right, let's do this one. So Soros-funded PAC shuts off money tap to his favorite prosecutors, which I say, way to go, as they face electoral. So in other words, they're in trouble electorally. And so instead of helping them, he's pulling the plug, because that means that's telling me that his insiders, and billionaires have good insiders because they can afford that. That's telling me his insiders are telling him that they're going to lose. So a PAC funded by George Soros that devoted millions of electing liberal district attorney, not just liberal, they were woke district attorney in California, has yet to spend any money this election cycle, even as some of Soros-backed prosecutors face uncertain futures. California Justice and Public Safety PAC, right? You know how they give it all flowery names like that? These are the prosecutors that don't prosecute, right? They go after, it's like down in Missouri, the McCluskeys. They went after the McCluskeys who held their ground on their own property with Second Amendment privileges, right? And against people who broke into private property. They broke through the gate and came in, and this was during riots, the St. George Floyd riot. So they go after the DA down there, Kim, what the hell's her name? I can't remember her name, Kimberly, whatever. And she goes and charges them. And then the attorney general had to step in and knock them down to lower charge. And I think they got a pardon by the governor because she was nuts, and she was a Soros person. Larry Krasner in Philly, who does not prosecute people, he's a Soros. Alvin Bragg, worth $40 million, by the way. How? I don't know. He is a Soros guy. Kim Fox out in California, she doesn't prosecute criminals. Same thing. Gascon out in California, all that. So screw them all. California Justice and Public Safety PAC spent well over $5 million between 2018 and 2020 to elect Los Angeles County George Gascon and Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price. Campaign finance records show, with these prosecutors now facing tough elections that could boot them from office. However, Soros's PAC has ceased its spending with $0 in expenditures recorded from 2023 to the present. Soros provided the majority of California Justice and Public Safety. They got to get shorter names. Safety PAC's funding, pouring over $6 million into the committee between 2018 and 2021, according to campaign finance records. Gascon, the most recent beneficiary of Soros's backed PAC, receiving $4.5 million. You got to wonder, does Soros just hate humanity? What do you think, Jay? Does he just hate humanity? That's why he funds these people to screw up our society?
I don't know. I think it's simpler than that. It's power. I mean, the only way for these people to keep and maintain power is to keep everybody else down and afraid.
That is true. That is
absolutely
true.
And so that basically, if you can keep the populace disarmed, afraid, and confused, you're in power.
Yep, that is right.
And my question to you is, do you think he's really the one pulling the strings in the whole global thing?
Soros, I think Soros is. Hey, what's up, Chris?
I thought so.
Think Soros. Hey, how y'all doing? How's everyone?
We know it's not Joe. I mean, Joe can't figure out what shirt to put on. Well, we know it's not Joe. So who is actually calling the shots? Some people say Obama, and I say, great, it's Obama, but who's pulling his strings?
For Obama? Yeah. Well, it's Obama it's his third term. Yeah, but
we know that, but who's?
Well, he has Susan Rice, and he has the other one. There's Susan Rice and what's the other one?
Oh yeah, but keep going.
Valerie Jarrett. He has Valerie Jarrett and Susan Rice in the Biden administration.
We know there's interference with the CCP, but keep going up. I think George Soros is the ultimate one, and his goal is to have a president of Earth.
Yes, his Open Society Foundation. Yes, but
that's his goal, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be what's her name from Georgia. Oh gosh, I forget her name. The failed governor.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey.
No, it's not going to be.
Well, you know why? You know why I say that? Because she was president of Earth in one episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Good to see you too, Commander.
She came on. It was like a cameo, and she was the president of Earth. And
that was Whoopi. It was Whoopi Goldberg.
No, Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams did it too. Whoopi Goldberg was Guyan. Yeah.
She's weird, got some powers and stuff, but But so Stacey Abrams, she's not going to be the president of Earth. I can be pretty much sure of that. But
well, I mean, Soros is the one that's done the color revolutions all over the world, in South America, in Europe.
Soros behind the whole thing.
Yeah, I think he is. I think. Well, there's a lot of guys like Soros, but Soros has a lot of targeted events that he does. Like for example, it's this whole thing with the prosecutors is not the first time he got involved in interfering in elections. He did it also with the secretaries of state for several years, because what is secretaries of state? What do they do? What are they in charge of?
Elections.
There you go. So if they're in charge of elections and he's got someone like a Stacey Abrams or a Kim Fox or any one of those losers, like Galvin Bragg, you got one of those in Secretary of State position. Think about it. They can control the election. They can do what the lefties did in the last election in 2020.
We saw how that happened in Arizona.
Yeah, we did. And she didn't even recuse herself when she was the one running.
What's I forget her name now. When she was
it's Hobbs. Katie Hobbs.
Katie Hobbs.
And she's a piece of crap.
She didn't even have the decency to acknowledge it.
What's up, brother?
She put on her this is my shocked face, and how would you think such a thing?
Well, I think what's his name down in I think Kemp. I think he recused himself, or he resigned from his position as Secretary of State when he was running for governor, because he knew hey, Andromeda, how you doing, girlfriend? What are you up to? I haven't seen you in here in the chat. I see you in my comments all the time. You're one of my favorites, but I haven't seen you in here. How you doing? Let me see. I'm going to read something else. Let's do this. Let me get it up there. Share screen. Here we go. This is one Steve wrote. My guy Steve. No truer words were ever spoken, and it ended a 9-year, 4-month, 12-day, 8-hour, and 39-minute record on time between truthful statements. Biden says he has to lighten his workload. You know what? Dan Bongino has a producer. His name's Jim. And once a week, Jim does this bit where he reads Biden's schedule, the presidential schedule. And I think he either did it today or they're doing a best of and they played it. But he said, like they did this big premiere at it. And he's like, today on Joe Biden's schedule, number one, what was it? He was read the presidential daily brief, and that's it. He had nothing else on his schedule. This is every day. He calls a lid at like 9 o'clock in the morning, unless he's got some ceremony to go to, and they got to Adderall him up. But I mean, when Trump was in there wasn't a spare minute throughout the day where he wasn't busy doing things, flying all over the place, traveling just to get to these ceremonies, to do deals. It's just all over the place. But Biden, he does nothing. So you're sitting here and you're going, all right, so the world saw that debate, right? So then he has nothing on his presidential schedule. And you would think that somebody in the press would say, how come he has nothing on his presidential schedule? Like, what does he do all day? Oh, well, the president is very busy. He had lunch with it. Oh, he had lunch. Did he really? Okay, that's very presidential. It's like he doesn't do shit. And yet they want you to reelect him to not do shit, right? Oh my God. He says, but Biden says he has to lighten his workload. I guess that was the punchline. I know. I was laughing. Biden reminds me of Pee Wee's younger brother, Junior. One day they were lying down on the grass and Pee Wee said, "Here comes Amy, the prettiest girl in town, and she doesn't have a stitch of clothing on." Junior said, "Boy, I was lying that way." Oh, geez. He was lying the wrong way. Biden never said he was a good joke teller. Biden blamed his foreign travel that happened 2 weeks prior. Can you believe that? He said he had jet lag, but it happened 2 weeks prior before wearing him out. Claims he needs more sleep, even though he took a nap every afternoon after his milk and graham crackers at Camp David. That was right before Matlock came on. He also, boy, he has to edit better. He also said he would have to quit working after 8 p.m. in the evening. Now, can you imagine this? We're being attacked by the Chinese. Make sure you call me back at 10 a.m. while I'm back on duty. Yeah, that's what happened with Barack when the whole Benghazi thing happened, right? So here we have Joe Biden, who wants to call a lid at 8 o'clock every single night, no matter what. He's got to go to bed at 8 o'clock because his brain is just not good. So let me see. Mr. Biden said that he told his staff he needed to get more sleep. Multiple people familiar with what took place in the meeting said. Did you hear that Hunter Biden is now going into the meetings with his father with like high position staff, like senior staff members? And they're all like, what the hell is he doing here?
Isn't he some sort of advisor to his father?
I guess he must be now. You know, I don't know. Maybe that way he's under presidential, like executive privilege or whatever it is. Presidential immunity because he's working with his father. I don't know. I don't know what the, you know, they got some scheme going on, right? I have no idea.
So does that mean Joe's schedule is 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. minus time for naps, 4 days a week? Because we know he takes a long weekend at his beach house every weekend. He
goes to Delaware, yeah.
You know,
I don't get it either. Like, how does he get away with that? I don't get it.
I mean, every other president that I've ever heard of works.
Yeah.
You know?
Here we go. Joe Biden says he was, Joe Biden says he was the first black woman to serve with a black president. Now, I heard it, and he does say that. But I think he just screwed up. Like, if I'm going to be honest, because I don't want to lie, right? Like, bullshit you. But I think he just screwed up, but it sounds kind of funny when you hear it. So let me play this for you. I think it's the second one down. Here it is. They're going to make me go out here. All right.
Yeah, I heard it. It sounds like he's just kind of mumbling incoherently, really.
What's that?
I thought it sounded more or less like he was mumbling incoherently with, just words that occurred to him.
Here you go. Let me play it.
Is it coming up, Rich?
What? You don't hear it?
We're not hearing it.
Oh, you guys don't hear it? Oh, crap. No. Hold on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do that every now and then. Here we go. Let me bring it up again. Okay, you should hear it now.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States.
Unbelievable. Now, you know he didn't mean that, but he said it. And if Trump said something like that, they'd say the old man was losing his marbles. He has dementia. Yeah. We need Joe. I think about that.
25th Amendment. 25th Amendment.
That's what you'd be hearing.
Yeah. The problem is he's got these little seeds of ideas running around, and his thought processes are not coherent. So he kind of runs into these little ideas, and he's talking about being vice president. And when he thinks vice president, he thinks of black woman because that's his vice president. And suddenly, it's kind of like the old joke, squirrel.
Yeah, something shiny.
Yeah. All right. So, but except for him, I mean, his brain is so full of holes that it's kind of self-induced at this point.
Right. So we have breaking report. Joe Biden has lost all independence.
And
This
this
morning-
is a surprise to who?
I know.
Yeah.
This morning, it's being reported by Axios that staffers for Joe Biden from the White House to his campaign are miserable and alarmed as more and more Democrats call on him to get out of the race. Nested in that article is one paragraph explaining that his aides have created such a protective bubble around Biden that he's lost all independence. Quote, some Biden aides believe those closest to the president have created a cocoon around him that initially seemed earnestly protective, but now appears potentially deceptive in the debate's aftermath. Now, do you guys remember when Hillary, when she was running and she was out in that little parade and she had all the press were in these ropes? Do you remember this? They were all in these ropes, but the ropes were moving ropes because they were in the damn parade, and she had aides holding the corners of the square rope. It looked like a boxing match, but all the reporters were in there and they had to stay within and they stayed within the ropes. And Hillary was like, a street in front of them. But this is what they do for Democrats. And they did it because they didn't want them asking her questions when she was out and about. She probably wasn't prepared. They particularly focus on Deputy Chief of Staff Annie Tomasini. There you go. The First Lady's top advisor, Anthony Bernal, and longtime aide, Ashley Williams, who joined the Deputy Chiefs of Staff's office when Tomasini, whatever, ascended to the role earlier this year. Those close aides have many duties, but officials recall instances of them helping Biden make up for mental lapses, including prompting him to remember people he has known for a long time. One former Biden aide told Axios, Annie, Ashley, and Anthony, the triple A's, create a protective bubble around POTUS. He's staffed so closely that he's lost all independence. Right, because they don't want him to fuck up. POTUS relies on staff to nudge him with reminders of who he's meeting, including former staffers and advisors who Biden should easily remember without a reminder from Annie. It's worse than this. We've seen the cards they give Biden when he goes into a meeting. They not only tell him who he's meeting, they tell him what to say. It's been going on for years. We all know that. And the media has completely ignored it. And they have. When he says end of quote, he said it the other day. He said it the other day when they sent him out there to talk about the ruling, the immunity ruling, right? When he completely screwed up the meaning of the SCOTUS's ruling, right? And he said end of quote. I was like, oh my God, he did it again. Even then. And only now that he's been exposed as incompetent and unfit for the job of president before the entire country in last week's debate. I'm having a Biden moment here reading this stuff. The media is finally reporting the coddling that we've been seeing since Biden campaign 2020. As I said before, with these reports, they are exposing their own journalistic malpractice. It's true, and they don't care. The media would have never let Trump get away with this level of incompetence and inability to do the job of president. Yeah, you know what? It's like if you're a Democrat, you gotta step up, because the Republican not only has to go against you, he has to go against the entire mainstream media as well. It's just a friggin' joke anymore.
You know what I wonder about, because it goes a lot further than this. If you saw some of the video from the G7 conference,
right, when
he's there and all the world leaders are around, he turns around and wanders like a toddler, and
right.
Georgia Maloney has to go, and
she went over and grabbed his hand and pulled him. Yeah,
drags him back. And in the meantime, the other leaders kind of circle around behind him. So here's the thing. Not only does he have his personal entourage doing this, but everybody else out there knows and is backing him up.
Yeah.
All the other world leaders know. This is not a secret. The only people who don't know, apparently, are the people who are still voting for him.
Yeah.
So my question is, when he forgets who somebody is and the aide has to remind him, does the aide tell him whether he likes this guy or not?
I don't. That's a good question, man. That's a good question.
Mr. President, you like this story. Oh, okay.
Yeah. How are the kids, Mr. President? He doesn't have kids. Oh. How's your wife? She died of a brain tumor. Oh God, I'm sorry.
No, he did that. Remember, he did that with the
woman,
congresswoman who died in a car accident. Like
and he's, where are you? Where are you?
Oh, well, you better have a Ouija board.
He did it for a guy, Chuck, too, who was in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
and
I was just
stand up,
that.
Chuck. Where are you, Chuck? Oh my God, there you are, Chuck.
Stand up.
He's like, there you are, Chuck. I'll tell you what, we're standing for you, Chuck. Chuck, asshole.
Oh wow.
And you know, there's still almost a third of the country who supports him. It's amazing.
I don't think anybody supported him all along, like, except for that extra chromosome leftist crowd. I don't think many people support him all along. They just didn't want Trump in there anymore.
Right. Well, that's the big. Apparently,
it was PDS level 7 for everyone.
Well, I think we're higher than that now, Rich. I think we really are higher than that. I think
and she's a doctor. You got to listen to her. She's a medical doctor.
I think we've seen some extreme cases up to 8 or 9 now. I gotta say.
Wow, I couldn't imagine 8 or 9.
Yeah, I mean,
like Joe Biden territory, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we're setting new records with that. But
that's Joe Biden territory right there.
Yeah,
we got to be careful about that. Let me see what else.
I heard some stats that like 60 and small change percent of Democrats don't want him to run.
Oh wow. Yeah, 71%. I heard. Here we go.
Somewhere in there.
The insurance policy makes her move. Kamala, right?
Oh, this is funny.
Kamala Harris is on the move. She's like a shark that smells blood, circling Joe with her eye on the prize. And ignore the smooth and phony denials. You can bet that Team Kamala is quietly pushing to take the top spot. Let's see. And,
but she doesn't.
I call this.
She doesn't want to run for it.
I know.
Because she knows.
Be right back, Rich. Lose. Be right back, yo.
What happened, Chris?
With that?
Be right back.
Oh, all right, brother.
But you know she doesn't want to run. She sees the polls. She'll crash and burn like heavily. If she's running, she'll lose Virginia. She'll lose New Hampshire. She'll lose Maine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, here you go. Here you go. Listen to this.
And speaking about stakes, you just came out of a fundraiser. We know that many in your party have expressed concerns about President Biden's health. Just this morning, Congressman Doggett said that he's calling on President Biden to withdraw from the race, given that there's too much at stake to risk a Trump victory. What's your response to this?
Look, Joe Biden is our nominee. We beat Trump once, and we're going to beat him again. Period.
Are you ready to lead the country if necessary?
No answer. The day after Joe Biden bombed at the debate, Rolling Stone published their fluffy designer expose on her, almost as if they were reintroducing Kamala Harris to the American people. The timing couldn't have been more suspicious. Jim Hansen says, I guess Kamala isn't stepping out of the way. Rolling Stone interview the day after Joe crashes and burns wearing Travolta's suit from Saturday Night Fever. That's hilarious. Yeah. Here's a close-up of the images. Look at this. They did this before for her, if you remember.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they didn't want to show her chest hair. Yeah, it's no shock that Kamala's making her move. The bad blood between Team Biden and Team Kamala is an open secret. It always has been. They barely hide their dislike for each other, and it's always been obvious to everyone. Top cringe. What's that?
Kamala has never been such a ghoul. She's like she's like a goddamn buzzard now.
Yeah, she is.
She's sitting there.
Trump said she speaks in rhyme too, and she does. I mean, think about it. When you're flying in a plane in the air, you are in the air, and you're flying in a plane. Thank you. That's Kamala. Joe Biden absolutely hates Kamala. They do. They hate each other. Barack hated Joe. Hated him. Couldn't stand him. Watch them.
I don't know why Barack picked Joe. That's one thing.
Because people were saying that Barack was too young for the job. So he had to get an old geezer in there who was around for a long time. So he picked Joe. That's why. Watch them completely ignore each other. And then watch as Biden makes his nurse/wife switch places with him so he doesn't have to stand next to her. Oh, this is going to be priceless. Here we go. Let's see. Is there a sound on this?
I'm not hearing any sound.
Yeah, there really is. She comes. She's got a mask on. Oh, when was this? People wearing masks still. There she is. And that's the second man.
She reminds me right now of a circling buzzard, because that's what she's waiting for.
Yeah. Why are they wearing masks?
Where and when was this?
I know. I heard it was like recent. He doesn't know where to go. I bet he doesn't even know where the hell he is. Now watch this. She won't even look at him. You see this? He's like, will you move over here for me? Get the hell over there. I can't stand her. She smells like peanut butter. Please, get over there.
Move. Oh, get over here.
Get over. Where the hell are they? They're going to... Oh,
there they go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there she goes. Oh, I'm going to stand next to her. Don't worry, Joe. You're right. She does smell like peanut butter. Would you stand over here, please? Are they really going to swap too? Would you please stand over here? She smells like marshmallows.
Smelling the hair.
Yeah. Oh, that's just too funny. Is it over? Yeah, it's over. Yeah. That's funny, man. They can't stand each other.
What was that? The Benny Hill show?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah. Let me see. Obama's team shuts down president. Yeah, she's not going anywhere. Leftist media. Yeah. Oh, this is great. So watch this. Let's see. Let me get it up there. This is unbelievable how blatant they are. Ready? Leftist media outlet. There's more than one now. Calls for Biden campaign to use AI to make him appear cogent. They want to use AI for commercials for him because he can't do a commercial. He did that 38-second take on democracy last week, and there were 9 cuts, which was like 4.2 seconds per cut. He could speak coherently for 4.2 seconds average. Unbelievable. Leftist Biden mouthpiece, the Huffington Post, published an article Wednesday, which literally calls for the Biden campaign to use AI to make fake videos of him looking and sounding normal in an effort to salvage his candidacy. The piece, titled "It's Time for the Biden Campaign to Embrace AI," states, after the president's dismal debate performance, he noted that he might not walk as easily or talk as smoothly as I used to. AI could help with this. So, in other words, the American people are not supposed to know what the person running for president is like in real life. They're not supposed to know that he is only coherent for 4.2 seconds at a time. And yet he'll still have the nuclear codes readily handy to him. I think it takes longer to open that box up and press all the buttons than 4.2 seconds. He'll forget what he's supposed to do, right? But so they want to cover this shit up. They don't want you, the voter, who has the absolute right in a supposed democracy, right? I know we're a republic, but in a supposed democracy, as they call it, we're supposed to have the right to vote for who we want to represent us, and yet we're supposed to know everything there is about them, right? I mean, think about it. They spent years trying to get Trump's tax returns, right? But they want him to do AI. Maybe Trump should do AI for his tax returns. I don't know. But they want this asshole to do AI so that you can't tell that he's brain dead. He's got a potato head, right?
But you know what's the unspoken part of that headline?
What's that?
We understand that Joe Biden is completely mentally compromised and physically impaired. So that's, they're basically admitting it.
Oh, yeah.
He's a potato.
Yeah.
He's a potato.
As here. Given the president's concerning performance last week, there's a quote, "It's time for the Biden campaign to consider leveraging artificial intelligence to effectively reach the voting public." It continues with the author, one Kevin Schroff, declaring that the consequences of not taking this approach could be dire. Now, I think the consequences of taking that approach is dire because you think people, now that it's out there, you think people aren't going to know that's AI. And think about this. If he does AI, will YouTube allow them to put the commercials on YouTube? Because now if you're a creator, when you create a video, they have a little radio button that you got to click yes or no. Did you use AI in here to make a real person seem to do something they wouldn't normally do? And you have to answer yes or no. And if you answer yes, it doesn't get kicked out. You're being honest, but you don't get as much of the algorithm benefits as if you did.
But you got to remember also, Rich, you have to remember also, Zuckerberg will give it a pass.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He would give that a pass.
Well, yeah. Well, he spent all his Zucker bucks the last time.
Exactly.
Bribing judges in Philadelphia.
Exactly.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So, Rich, how long does it take to cook a baked potato?
Usually an hour, but
about 90 minutes on CNN.
Oh, really? That's funny.
I heard that earlier today.
Hey, Linda, how you doing, girl? So you feeling thoroughly pre-boomed? I don't know what that word means. Is that an Aussie word, pre-boomed? And bereft of governance. She says some cool words, but I don't know what they mean. Sorry, Linda. Jimmy, where the F were all the people during Joe's whole term? Exactly, Jimmy. Exactly right. He really wasn't that bad in the debate compared to what I've seen of Biden. No, he was bad, Jim. He was bad. It was really bad. You know, because think about it. He was on drugs, and the drugs wore off pretty quickly. You know, but yeah, he was bad.
He can't do anything past 8 o'clock now.
Yeah, he's not allowed
past 8 o'clock.
That's
why he was rumbling, mumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Yeah.
Past his bedtime, he didn't take his Prevagen or whatever stuff they're using nowadays to keep him cognitive alert. Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
And you know,
and then the thing about that whole debate, like I said before, the thing about that whole debate was they kept saying that Trump lied, but they will not say what he lied about. What was it that he lied about? But then CNN,
I know. He lied 50 times. I was like, well, tell me one, not 50. Just tell me one.
Just tell me one.
Yeah.
Well, he said this. He said that. No. Let's say that Biden was saying something about the prescription and it was one price. You know, he said no military personnel died under his watch. Oh, yes, they did.
Afghanistan, 13 of them died.
And how can
13 of them died under
Afghanistan?
I know.
Well,
Afghanistan.
He doesn't remember. He was too busy looking at his watch.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, the parents of the one soldier, the guy was pissed.
Yes.
He was pissed.
Yeah. Wasn't there one father who got in Biden's face at one point?
Yes. Yes.
I remember something about that.
Yes, he did. Yes. He jumped at him, man. He looked at him like, "What's wrong with you, man? Hey, man. Like he wanted to take him behind the woodshed.
Yeah.
Like
see, the thing that I didn't like was when Biden talked about, he said Trump did nothing for cheaper drugs, right? And all that. Well, Trump did. Trump had this, I think I talked about this last week. Trump had this rebate program that lowered, it was like you didn't have to, like, it wasn't like a normal rebate where you had to get the little tag and write it out, mail it in, and get your money back. It was done instantly for you. Okay. So you got a cheaper, you got insulin and other things cheaper, right? Well, Biden's, believe it or not, the Inflation Reduction Act, right? It rooted that out. It ended it. And it ended it in a timely manner, because if it ended it when they first created that monstrosity, a lot of people would have been pissed. So they did incrementalism the same way that Obama did with Obamacare. They didn't let out all the evil things, at once. They had to let it go and incrementally so people would accept it, then go on, then accept it, then go on. Well, they just ripped it out now. So people's seniors' premiums for the Part D are going to skyrocket if it's not stopped. It's going to skyrocket.
Well, and not only that, it's all sleight of hand, because on the one side, they give you a couple of bucks when you go to the pharmacy. In the meantime, they're picking your pocket and giving the pharma companies billions of dollars. So you tell me you're not paying for it at the pharmacy, you're getting a couple of bucks off. In the meantime, how much of your tax money has been taken from you to spread around to pharma companies and get kickbacks?
Oh wow. Yeah, I heard something like that. Not the Canadian part, but he wanted it to be free to everybody.
Yeah, it
So
was a
he
good
was.
doctor.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, I don't think anything should be free, Vince, because if someone's manufacturing, it's costing them money to make it. So I don't think it should. I know what you're saying, but I don't think.
But I understand he had a chance to put a patent on it.
Yeah.
And refused to.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was an altruist. He probably just wanted to help people.
Yeah,
which is good. Look at Trump. Trump wanted to help people. He didn't take a salary. He's the first president in history that lost money becoming president.
Yeah.
Right. But they also he was in all these deals. What fucking it's like when you said he lied, Chris, and you're like, what lie? Well, what deals did he what grifting did he do? Do you have any evidence whatsoever? That's what I ask people.
And they can't name one lie. I mean, he's Trump, we understand that. But what he said last Thursday, I mean, come on.
I know. Oh, I know.
And my son is not a sucker. Yeah, okay. You are.
It's unreal. I know.
I really especially like the bit about well, I don't understand what he said at the end of that sentence.
Oh, that was it right there.
I thought
that was it. That was it right there.
Yeah.
That sealed it for Biden right there.
I know. And Trump, he was see, I know for a fact that his consultants who are worthless, consultants are worthless. They really are. They told him that he has to be a nicer Trump. And I was like, no. I read a piece on here last week where they were like, no. Don't be bombastic. And where'd that bubble come from?
I got a thumb up there. I don't know.
All right. Somebody give a thumbs up. They got another one. All right.
Do it here. I don't.
Me, I'm not doing a thing.
Yeah, we can't do that. But anyway, so I read it last week where they said no, because you will turn the independents off because the independents expect him to be Trump. But you know what he did? He did something better. He was presidential and he was Trump, which you can be, right? Yeah, you can be. I mean, what he did was he was firm. He insulted Biden without making it look like MAGA. He just like when he said, I have no idea what he just said at the end of that, and I don't think he knows either. But what we did was, and he gave the world a choice. Him, with the mean tweets that he did years ago, but he had results, great results. I personally think that they're pissed at him, the lefties, because for years the Democrats had promised things they were going to do for people, and they never did them. And then he comes along and he does them, and he makes it look so easy because it was easy, which tells everybody they didn't want to do it.
Exactly, Rich. That was the carrot on the stick. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. But the Democrats have never done it. They never done it. Trump got in there and did exactly what he said he was going to do. And they're, like you said, they're pissed at him for doing it.
Yeah. I know.
What was it when he had the conference with Pelosi and Schumer?
Yep.
And he shut them up. That was it right there. Where they, he's crazy. Oh, he's this, that, and the other. Right. Now we know Trump is very presidential because he's done the job. He knows his mistakes. And this debate showed how he can control the narrative.
Right.
Which he has done.
But then you had Pelosi went out there after the debate when they were all doing damage control. And she actually
I know what you're going to say.
She didn't want to talk about the debate. She said, look, that was one bad night. Let's talk about his 3.5 years. And I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it, Nancy. He completely destroyed our country.
In 9 months. In 9 months.
Yeah, in day one, he wrote 40 executive orders that just destroyed our energy sector. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, Chris. Mockingbirds say, the Mockingbirds all say that Trump is an actual Hitler. Now, can you believe this shit? The two, I mean, what's her name? Dana Bash and Very Jake Tapper. I call him that because he called them very fake news, CNN. So I call him Very Jake Tapper. But they both of them in the past have called Trump Hitler. They've referred to him as Hitler.
I know.
Hitler.
Yes,
can you believe this shit?
Yes.
I mean, I understand that there's a word for it. I forget the word. Not Schadenfreude. The word is when you use Hitler like as an example, because it's done so much. Yeah, but they actually did it, and they were running the debate. Now, I watched during the week. You remember Bill O'Reilly, right?
Yeah.
Well, he has his own show again, but he's online, but he's doing really well, right? He's like Tucker now, but he's doing really well. He had said one of the shows this week, I caught it, and he said, I don't care if you believe this or not. I'm just telling you that it's true. He said, I got a source who's inside that's extremely reliable. And he said that that the new CEO of CNN told Bash and Tapper, do not defend Joe Biden and do not try to correct Trump. So that tells me word came from up on high down, and like from the White House or Obama or whoever's running it, right? It came down saying, we know Joe's going to crash and burn, let it happen. And that's why they were decent moderators. That's why. Because they got it from on high. So I guess this means that new CEO is not going to be a real news guy either. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. HuffPost. Oh, yeah. You got to hear this one. So hold on. Let me read this one. Let's see. Where is it? It's Jabberhouse. And it would be, here you go. HuffPost reported to the FBI for most dangerous headline in American history after Supreme Court ruling. This is on the immunity ruling. As Trump derangement syndrome has all the qualities of a powerful addiction. It really does. Like many addicts, TDS afflicted liberals in the establishment media need ever stronger rhetorical drugs to reach the same exhilarating heights. On Tuesday, HuffPost, the Huffington Post, satisfied its junkie-like craving for continually escalating anti-Trump hatred. It's like they got to beat each other on a totem pole, right? Trump hatred by publishing a dangerous headline that prompted social media users to tag both the FBI and the Secret Service. Supreme Court gives Joe Biden the legal okay to assassinate Donald Trump. The reprehensible headline reads. Now, you got to understand something. Anyone who says that, and I've heard lawyers, freaking lawyers, like constitutional lawyers, like Lawrence Tribe and all them on CNN, MSNBC, whatever, and they're all saying the same thing. It's how stupid do you have to be to believe that? Even if you listen to someone talk about the ruling, right? There's three parts. The first part says if the president is acting as a president at an official presidential thing, okay, he's got immunity, 100%, full immunity. The second scenario was if the president is doing something that's an official act, like he's at a state dinner, that is an official act of the president, but he does something that's not. Now this isn't a crime, but he turns around and says to the people, hey, thanks for coming. I'm running for re-election and I could really use your financial support. That's not acting as the president. Okay, now that's not a crime, but he would not have immunity for something like that if he said something that was criminal. And then the third is blatantly obvious. If he's not doing an official presidential act and he does something that's illegal, he doesn't have immunity. Now, that's what the ruling actually says. Okay, but you have these dipshits say Supreme Court gives Joe Biden the legal okay to assassinate Donald Trump. It did not.
No, it didn't.
And that was because the knucklehead Sotomayor asked that question. He said, well, I don't see how now you can call Team SEAL Team 6 and he can order the assassination of his political opponent. And I could just feel the conservatives on the court cringe. Like, did you not even hear a thing we just said? Like that, did you not read the ruling yourself? And then you had Biden come out and mention when he did that thing where he came out for 4.5 minutes, took no questions. Remember that during the week? And he talked about the ruling, right? And he said the same dumb shit that you're reading here. But then he said, Sotomayor, he talked about what she said and how she, in her dissenting opinion, and he comes out and says, I dissent. So in other words, he just attacked the Supreme Court, which is an equal branch of government. Well, what a jerk off. Like how does he get off doing that? So it says here, HuffPost, Supreme Court. So then they do a piece. I'm not going to read their piece. On Monday, the Supreme Court issued a very mild ruling that acknowledged presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts. In other words, When a president takes, like I said, when the president takes action in an official capacity, that president need not fear the Soviet-style tactics of intimidation and retribution presently employed against Trump by Democratic Party operatives. That's exactly correct. Because if a president doesn't have immunity for doing presidential things, okay, they may not like. See, the thing is, they didn't like a lot of things Trump did. That doesn't make it illegal. You know, when he cut taxes and reformed the tax code, they didn't like that, but it's not illegal. He had the right to do it. Right. And I think he did it because he wanted to help people. You know, and plus government revenues always go up when you lower taxes because there's more people working at that point. Because the rich always invest their money that they saved on the taxes in either expanding their current business or creating another one. And people got to run those businesses. So more people are working, more people are paying taxes, government revenues rise. The Democrats know this, but they want to play the class card. That's what they want to do, class warfare. They want you to think that, like Biden says it all the time, I want the rich to pay their fair share. Well, according to the freaking IRS, they already do. I mean, the top 1 to 5% pay the largest amount of the entire federal tax burden.
Top 5% pays 80% of the.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that, though, you know, listening to these jackasses on the left. You just wouldn't know it. So God help us if he gets in again. Well, I don't think I really, you know, people say this all the time. I'm going to move to Canada, and they never do. But
no,
I think that if we do, that if he wins, if Biden pulls it off with cheating again, I don't think the country survives it because then they got nothing to lose. I think then instead of going after just J6ers, they're going to go after anybody that votes Republican and they don't like it. I'm not kidding on that either. Think of how ballsy they are now. Oh, the beautiful thing. You heard about SCOTUS, the Chevron decision?
Oh, my God. Thank God.
Well, I know. Well,
yeah.
They also ruled on the J6ers. Now, you know about that? Do you know about that? What happened was the top charge that they threw on all of them was when it said you're obstructing an official proceeding, okay? And with that, they were able to throw all these minor charges, which said they had like 35 charges. They got like between 5 and 10 years, okay? Well, it was the wrong charge to throw at them because that charge was on the Enron case. You guys remember Enron? I think I talked about it. You guys remember Enron and Arthur Anderson? All they were shredding documents. So they were obstructing an official proceeding by shredding documents that the Congress subpoenaed. So they made that law. Well, because it sounded good, they just used that law, which had nothing to do with the J6ers walking in a building where the cops opened the door for them, right? So they threw that out. I see the lawyers now making a stink about that and saying, you know, you guys convicted my client on a charge that should never have been. So I think if Trump gets in there, I think they're all going to be let go.
Yes, they
They
are.
have to be.
They are going to be let go.
Yeah,
And I don't think that will be a pardon on Trump's
well, Trump
thing.
said
It'll be a judge ruling that would be overturned. That would definitely be overturned.
Well, here's the thing. Trump, see, Biden said he's going to release all the J6 prisoners, pardon them all, call them patriots. He never said he was going to pardon them all. He said he would pardon those that had charges that were convicted of what was it, trespassing.
Yeah.
He said because they opened the doors for these people. We have them on video seeing the cops open the doors and the people walking in. Now they get arrested for trespassing. It's not trespassing when they let the velvet rope insurrection. I love that. Yeah, Enron.
Now,
It was the Enron case.
Now, Rich, when we had the January 6th committee that was on television and they showed everybody their view, but when Tucker Carlson showed the other version, everything got quiet. You didn't hear any more about it.
Well,
you didn't
no, you did. You had Chuck Schumer, who demanded that Fox get rid of Carlson because he showed it. He's showing lies and spreading lies. Oh, really? The video
shows.
He showed the shaman. See, they try. This is the thing.
Yeah.
They tried to say that the shaman wasn't, like ABC News said, they had this video of people trying to bang on the glass of a wall, like a window, not a door, right? And they said, there he is. And I'm looking, I'm going, where? I don't see him. Like, where? Where the frick is he, right? And here, then Tucker shows that, and he goes, but he's nowhere to be seen. He goes, but here he is. And when the cops opened the door, a bunch of people walked in, and you saw him walking in with them.
Yep.
He walked in. And so Schumer is telling the world that that's a lie, that Tucker was spreading a lie. How? It's the government's goddamn video, and they're showing that he's walking through the front door. He didn't smash anything. Then he showed that he was being escorted around by police. They were escorting him through the building. It's just unbelievable.
And then you see they're purging now the Pelosi daughter video or documentary,
right?
Where they have her on television, on the camera, saying that was my fault.
Yeah,
I would be like,
I was responsible. That's what she said.
Yes, you were. When you were told to have the National Guard on standby, you didn't.
And yet Jamal Bowman can pull a fire alarm deliberately to interrupt an important vote. And you know what happens to him? Nothing.
Well, no, he just lost his primary.
He just lost.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, the people there said, you know what, we don't want this bum.
So they, it's same thing as Trump said. The real trial is going to be 5th of November.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it was the same for Jamal Bowman. The real, the real thing was, you got it.
Yeah. Well, they threw his ass out. So the Democrats did nothing to him, right? What was it? He got a misdemeanor or something, right?
They did it to themselves.
Yeah. But the people who had the ultimate, they have the ultimate
primary.
Power.
It was Democrats. It was not an election. Right. It was a primary.
Right.
It was
the people. The people have the most power. They told him, no, we don't want you anymore. Now, watch this other guy be just as bad as Bowman, but he didn't pull a fire alarm and say he didn't know it was a fire alarm.
Now, Cori Bush in Colorado,
she's in trouble too. Did she lose hers?
No, not yet. It's coming.
She's in trouble though.
Yes, she's in trouble. She's next on the squad.
She's another one. She's another one.
Yes.
Yeah. She's a beast.
She is.
I'm sorry. She's a beast. She really is.
Defund the police, but I need a police force around me with taxpayer money. That's what I need around me. Okay. You know what? The people have spoken. Jamal Bowman is first. She's second. Now let Ilhan Omar, she'll be third.
Nah, Omar will never be thrown out of office.
What just happened in Minnesota?
With what happened?
She just had a rally of the former prime minister of what country she's from?
Somalia
come to speak, and it was all Somalian people, but the Somalian prime minister was just indicating to everybody that was there, this is about Somali people here in America. Nobody else matters. Well, okay, and she's standing there.
I know. Well, she said, as long as I am here in office, that the United States will never do any harm to Somalia. She didn't have the right to say that.
No, she also said that we are going to tell the United States what to do.
Exactly.
Right. Well, now, technically,
you know what? We're done with you. You'll be the third one out.
I hope so, but for other reasons, because she's a bigot. But the thing is, she's a total anti-Semite.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. They tried to primary her, I don't know, a year ago or two.
Yeah.
And they didn't get rid of her. And then, of course, the other one is AOC. Apparently, she rocked 80% of the vote.
Well, she's got the DNA for it,
The ringleader. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it's unreal, man.
She gets the squad to bully Pelosi to get their agenda done.
See,
That was the thing with Pelosi.
Commander froze.
Chris
froze up.
Commander did? Who did?
Chris
Who,
is
Chris?
froze.
Look like you, Rich.
There you go.
No, there you go, Hunter. Yeah, you're up.
Okay, all right, all right.
You
You're
froze
welcome.
up for a minute, Chris.
Anyway, we got to get those out. They have to get those. They have to clean house first. All those liberals, those Democrats, they have to clean house first, and they know it now. They know it.
She married her brother to get him into the country
First,
and then wanted to divorce him.
Yeah.
I just
get in
oh my
here.
God, we're supposed to like call her the Honorable Ilhan Omar.
But the thing of it is, she lied on her application.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when Nancy Pelosi did say something about it, but they all ganged up on Nancy Pelosi and they swept them under.
And this is the thing, the squad had a particular job, and their job was to get rid of the old grandmother type, Nancy Pelosi. They wanted her out.
Yeah.
And they treated her like she was a doddering old grandmother. You know, that nobody listens to. We're the only country that we don't listen to our elderly. And I think that's bad. I think that's just wrong.
Well,
You know, the elderly have so many experiences that we didn't have, and we could learn a hell of a lot from them. And I just don't understand.
But these generations,
I have to call exceptions. I wouldn't want to listen to Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, I know.
But these two generations, not the Gen X, the millennials and Gen Zs.
Yeah.
They need their behinds beat. I'm sorry.
Well,
not all, some.
Yeah. Well, Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi not only wouldn't talk when she did that interview, she not only about the debate, she not only wouldn't talk about the debate, but she wouldn't say Trump's name. She kept saying the other guy, right? She refused to say his name, which is intentional, right? She kept calling him the other guy. And then she went on. So she didn't want to talk about the debate and Joe's dementia. But then she went on saying there are 16 doctors who say that Trump has dementia. and I pointed out in my video, I was like, if you guys didn't see it, I pointed out in the video where I said, isn't it funny how they think they can come? There were 51 former intelligence officers who said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. Even though they didn't see a thing on it, they didn't know what the hell was on the laptop, but it was Russian disinformation.
Most of them didn't even look at the
people here. What's that?
Most of them didn't even look at the laptop.
I know.
No.
They couldn't. It wasn't in their possession. But and nobody wrote out what was on it, so it's not like they could hear it, right? So and those people should never be on CNN, MSNBC, or anywhere else as pundits. They should never be on that again because they lied, and they lost no credibility whatsoever. Isn't that something? Yeah. If you're a liberal, you can say any goddamn thing you want. Yeah, 16 morons. He said. Yeah, 16 morons.
16
I mean,
morons.
these people, and you know, it's like they can't help themselves. Like, remember when Pelosi tore up the State of the Union speech right behind Trump as he was finishing?
She should have been fired for that position.
She should have been removed from the speakership. Yeah, she should have not lose her seat because people voted her in.
A political record. Trump's speech goes into the archives.
Yeah, it goes into the national
in front of everybody, and nobody said anything about that.
I know, and that's something. And she did it like she did it like this, like everybody to see, and then started tearing it up. It was unbelievable what she did.
She should have been removed.
Yeah, she should have been. Yes, she should have.
Think about it this way, Rich. Chris, you too. How about this? 100 years from now, providing, we're not living in a dystopian nuclear wasteland, 100 years from now, what are historians going to say about the past 10 years and the next 10 years? Oh my God.
We were cuckoo.
Like, how did we allow this to happen?
Yeah, how did we allow this to happen? We're 2 years from this country being independent.
Right.
And I witnessed in Philadelphia, 1976, in Philadelphia.
Yep, 1770.
200 years, bicentennial.
Yep. Me too. I was there.
Yeah.
I lived there.
Yep. Yeah. I was born a mile from Independence Hall. Yay. Now for me to see, hopefully, God willing, that I'm allowed to see 50 years, the country being 250 years independent. More than any country on the earth, on the face of the earth, to have an independence of their people, which is governed. So we're not a democracy, people.
Yeah.
We are a republic.
Speaking of 1776, the bicentennial, I lived in Philly too, and I remember when I went to one of the parades that there were vendors selling cans of air, and the air was from 1776, and it cost $17.76, and some dumb MFers were buying it.
You remember that?
They were buying it, and I'm like, don't you realize that like that same air is around you now for free? Like, don't you get it, man?
The people that was in 1776 breathed the same air, and now you can breathe it too. Oh, wow.
Oh, and people, that was like pet rocks, you know? People just, oh, wow, I got to buy that.
I got to buy that.
I just see these morons have it up on their mantle. What's that? Oh, that's a can of air from 1776. How much you pay for it?
In 1967, Canada celebrated its 100th anniversary. And they had an expo in Montreal, and I was but a young girl at the time, and my aunt took me there quite a bit. Right. And one thing I remember, there was a guy with a canner, okay? Just, like Grandma used to use, and you'd can and seal.
Right.
You'd cook the tomatoes real boiling hot, put them in, and can them up. And he had cans labeled 1967 Expo Air. But of course, what are we seeing? Oh, doggo. Good doggo. So he had cans that were labeled 1967 Expo Air. But he showed you, he was very clear. He showed you they were empty. He wouldn't want you to be thinking there was something in there. So he showed you where they were empty, and then he put the top on and he would sell it to you.
Oh man, yeah. There's a shyster every minute.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a shyster every friggin' minute, isn't there? Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
And there were people buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. I was pretty young, but I still remember thinking that was very odd.
That's transparency.
Woo.
Puppers, yeah. Oh, geez. Let's see. What else do I have here in my bag of tricks? Calls for Biden news. Michelle, but yeah, we don't even have to read it. But Michelle Obama's team shut down the presidential rumors again. She's not interested. I never thought she was. Yeah,
less money for her. Yeah. Less money. I don't want that job. No.
Well, she would take a pay cut too.
That's just it.
Like Trump did. She won't do that.
Netflix is paying me much more.
No, personally, I don't think she cares about the country as much as Trump does.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I don't think she does. Because for the first time in her adult life, she was proud of her country.
Then if that's the case, she should have done something to her hometown of Chicago. Hey, did you know just yesterday? Yesterday they just had 11 shootings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this. I got a good one for you. Now that you brought that up,
shows you the power of gun laws.
Okay, I want to show you this. Ready?
In Chicago.
There's a guy that for probably 20 years, all right, he's had this website called Hey Jackass, and he does every move.
Yes,
he's got all the years.
Yes.
These are the stats. Ready? So July to date, shot and killed 16, shot and wounded 70, total shot 86, total homicides 16. Homicides killed.
Sorry, Rich.
It's in Chicago.
Rich, I'm on there every day. I'm on there every day. From
June 30th to 7/6, shot and killed 20, shot and wounded 80, total shot 100, total homicides 20. Now the reason they go shot and killed and homicide, because sometimes if you accidentally shoot yourself, you'll be in that statistic.
Yeah, they got shot in the junk. You got to show shot in the junk.
Yeah. Year to date. Ready? It's June or July. So year to date, shot and killed 265, shot and wounded 1,260, total shot 1,525, total homicides 304. And that's a low year.
Yes.
For total homicides. That's a low year. They're usually at the 500 range.
Well, isn't
it? Here you go. Here's the stat. Ready? A person in Chicago, a person is shot every 2.59 minutes. A person
that
is
has
murdered
gone up.
every 14.5 minutes.
That has gone up.
Let's say every 15 minutes, a person is shot in Chicago.
Yep.
Can you believe this?
It was when I was watching this. When I first went to the site, it was 1 minute and 37 seconds. A person was shot. Now it's 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yep, 2 minutes 59. So things have slowed down a bit. You know,
they got shot in the junk, shot in the butt, shot yourself.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Ready?
Yeah.
Chest. They got the chest, the head, the back, the abdomen, face, neck, shoulder, and other unknown. That's the junk in the air.
Scroll down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Scroll down a little bit more. You'll see shot in the junk. I'm on it almost every day, man.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And,
and do they list junk? You're joking.
Yes.
Let's see.
If you scroll down, you can see shot and junk right there.
Where is it? I don't see it.
The selfie.
There it is. Shot in the junkometer. 16 year to date. Shot in the junk.
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine that?
Don't mean to laugh. And look at it, shot in the behind too. Look at that. Assometer.
Oh,
we don't mean to laugh, people. We don't mean to laugh at all. But
I know, but
in the world of Chicago, this is what's going on.
When BLM, did you see that
when
one?
BLM is talking this black on crime and this, that, and the other, stop killing blacks. Look at Chicago.
I know, dude. Do you see this where it goes selfie-o-meter and he has shit, he shot himself. 24 year to date. Yeah, 24. And there you go. There's Brandon. There's Brandon. He's their mayor.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's their mayor. He's another jackass.
Oh, he's worse than that.
I love the site. It's called Hey Jackass.
Yes, I'm on that site. That's on my favorites.
Yeah, I know.
I'm on there to see from Friday to Sunday. When I get to work Monday, that comes up on me, and I'll see they average 30 shootings a weekend.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I used to write stories every weekend about the shootings in Chicago.
Yeah,
and people started writing to me, going, "Yeah, we get it, dude. Write something else." And
I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm like, you took people's lives in Chicago, and no one wants to talk about it.
You got
why? Because of race. That's why.
Yeah.
Because they're black. It's black on black crime. They don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. That's my point.
But Rahm Emanuel and Lori Lightfoot were, just the best ever.
Yeah. So in 14 minutes and 50 seconds from then, we're gonna say a prayer for the person that was just shot.
Yes.
Shot in the junk. That's funny. They call it junkometer.
Junkometer. That's exactly right, man.
So
I'm like,
funny,
wow. Man. Really?
They don't separate out whether the guys shot themselves in the junk, though.
They do distinguish if you shoot yourself or you got shot in the junk.
Yeah.
all of these guys that hold their pistol this way, they just stuff it down their pants, and I think
exactly.
I saw a video. It was on X, but you can't play it here. But it was a young black guy, and he had a gun. I don't even know what kind of gun it was, but because I never saw one like that. But he was doing one of those gangster videos of himself, and he's spinning around, and boom, shot himself in the head. And I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He just shot his ass in the head.
Yep.
Holy mackerel.
Half of those videos are on those that site you just said. They have a gallery of actual killings.
Safety third. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like holy mackerel.
Mayor Lurie was so photogenic if you developed in Braille. She just reminded me of Beetlejuice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She looked like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
The hair and the face, the eyes.
Loose is loose.
Yeah, she just looked like Beetlejuice to me. Crazy.
That's the shit. Well, that might be the next meme, Rich. That might be the next meme, Rich.
At least what's his name who played Beetlejuice, when they took the makeup off and combed his hair out.
Okay. Batman.
He looked like a human being at that point.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, Lori Lightfoot, that's got to be the next meme.
No.
That's got to be the next meme, man.
Yeah, you know what you should do? Do up a meme. You show like before and after, and you show Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice and Lori Lightfoot, and then after
Words.
Michael Keaton brushed and
Yeah.
and looking like a human being, and you
And the
show
same
Lori
photo of Lori.
unchanged.
Yeah.
I know the same photo of Lori.
Hair going everywhere. You
That
missed
would be
me.
funny. I'm gonna do that.
You
I'm
missed
gonna
me.
Do it, Rich. Do
I
it.
will.
Put some pictures together. You know what? I don't know. Forgive me, Lord, for thinking this way, but I remember there was some big story during COVID about her going to the hairdresser, and I'm thinking,
Yeah. How?
why?
Yeah. Why? She always looked like she smoked a stick of dynamite. Didn't she? She always did.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't have Beetlejuice, you'd think she was something out of a Roadrunner cartoon.
Whoa. Uh-oh, who's this? Who's this?
But yeah, if you're good at doing memes, Rich, you should do that one. That's
That's it, Rich. That's it for you, man.
I think that'll be badass.
That's it for you, bro.
Show a regular picture of Michael Keaton and then her before and after.
Michael Keaton's a handsome guy, right? So you show him as Beetlejuice, and you show him, and then
Oh man.
Yes.
you do that. You send me it. I want to see it.
Yes.
Oh, I will. I'll post it.
In Chicago, only in Chicago. And I really sympathize and empathize with all of the people that live in Chicago that's going through this.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? You talking about BLM? Okay, that should be it right there. Stop killing yourselves. Please. Please stop killing yourselves.
Yeah.
And everybody else would get it. We would all get it. Okay, if it stops there, then we can stop it in Dallas. We can stop it in Philly. We can stop it in Baltimore. We can stop it in South Central Los Angeles. All those blue states. Stop.
Yeah.
Don't push that on us, and you're not even doing it. You know, you're not even doing it.
Wow.
It's sad to me.
It's craziness.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's sad
The
to
world
me.
has gone crazy.
You know, they said Joe Biden had some good news this week, that somebody found that he was actually ahead in a swing state. The bad news of that was that swing state was Virginia.
Boom, boom. Psst, I got that.
But,
Bing. Yeah, I got
did you
that. Yes.
I'm trying to find something. Find something to talk about.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to tell you.
There you go. There you go. Democrat senators form coalition to oust Joe Biden from the race. Oh, got to read that one.
Commander Classified.
Here we go.
Where I'm at? I'm in South Carolina. A cool state.
There you go. First, the Democratic reps, now the Democrat senators. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia is assembling a coalition of Democrat senators to ask Joe Biden to drop out of the 2024 presidential race following his disastrous debate performance. Now, you think about it, his party is telling him, get the F out. And he's going, I'm not getting that. I'm saying that I beat him once, I'll beat him again.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm saying it, man.
but who are you going to put in?
Yeah. Biden totally bombed. Biden totally bombed at last week's debate. He froze, stammered, had to be let off the stage by Nurse Jill. Yeah, did you see when they had him stepping down? That's where he had to step down, and he was afraid to step down because he thought he was going to fall. And you had Jake and Dana Bash sitting right there. They're to the left of them, like right there watching this. And at the same time, he saw Trump just walk off the stage normally. But here he had to go down it's like 3 steps, and he was terrified he couldn't do it. So Jill had to help him. When he goes down Air Force One, sometimes they have a Secret Serviceman standing in front of him in case he falls. He goes down the steps in front of him, and they're not supposed to be in the shot.
He's not falling down a step. He's falling up a step.
Yeah, he falls up steps. Yeah,
3 times.
He's very talented.
Yeah, but who are they going to put in? Really? Who are they going to put in?
Kamala Harris. Sorry. With
I mean,
I think that
and all of this stuff and promoting this and glorious that, they have to put her in there.
Okay.
Or else, if you don't put her in there, then the narrative shifts.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, they can't get Kamala will be if Joe's out, Kamala is in charge of the money.
Yes.
The money that they did fundraising on because it's Biden Harris. So she would have access to it. And the delegates,
Nobody else.
Biden Harris delegates, she would have them. So if the Democrats do this and they maneuver him out in the convention with the rules, which they can do, they did it twice to Bernie, 2016 and 2020. He was ahead, and they did it to him twice. So they'll do it to Joe if they really want to get him out to put someone else in there. But they won't have the delegates because she won't release them. You know she won't, right? And they won't get the money. She's not going to hand it over for the good of the party. Fuck the party. That's what her answer will be, right? And so they really got to do two things: a shitload of fundraising, and really pray for the Torricelli effect that I keep talking about. Please do not refer to Joy Reid, the woman who gave up on her Trump wit. Yeah, did you see that? Did you guys see that? Limited.
Yes.
Liquid. Yeah, she had the short white hair when she was going crazy on the, like, she just did a video and she was talking like maniacal stuff about the immunity. You know, Trump can just kill her, can end her show, and all, like she's important enough for Trump to even know who the hell she is.
Yeah, here's another thing, though. The fact is that the way things are going.
Somebody's at my door. Hold on, I'll be right back. Somebody's at my door.
All right.
Yeah, the fact is that anybody in the Democrat circle who's got a chance probably is going to completely back off because, for instance, Gavin Newsom. Why is he going to jump into the fray when he knows that he's going to lose and potentially poison any future chances?
Well, he's not. When he said, here's the whole history on him. When he said all along that he was not running, remember that he came out and did an interview. They said, "Are you running for president?" Because he was going into red states and giving speeches, trashing red states that were much, much better than his state. All right, because he fucked up his state. All right, it's simultaneously the richest and poorest state in the nation as far as people are concerned. Right, you can't afford housing out there. So he said, "No, I'm not running." He goes, "The logical thing would be Kamala Harris." Right? He said, "She's the vice president. That's what we do." Right. And now, like I said, Wilkow said it's going to be Hillary and Newsom. That's the ticket. Hillary Newsom. Now, if Hillary gets in there, you know it's going to be formidable because the Bob Torricelli effect. All these people right now that are saying, "Oh, I just can't vote for Biden. He's just such a fucking criminal. It's a shame. Maybe I'll vote for Trump," or the ones that go, "I can't vote for Biden. I'm just not going to vote." Right? They're all going to flood to Hillary and Newsom. They would flood because it's a viable ticket that they could vote for instead of the two idiots that we got now. You know, so it would be a problem. I think it would be a problem. I think Trump will beat her if it's a fair and square election. He'll beat her because she's not liked by anyone.
There's the problem. You know,
go ahead.
Sounds like we've got, for instance, we're ahead in Pennsylvania and we're ahead in Arizona. And I shake my head. I say, well, those are two that we know how corrupt the election system can be in both of those states. So you can't count on them.
Right.
But I think somebody like Gavin Newsom is looking at this and he's saying, yeah, this is too risky because if I go in and I lose, which is probably likely, then I've poisoned my future chances.
Yeah.
I think they're thinking that. I haven't heard this thing about Hillary, although.
Well, Wilkow put it out there. Andrew Wilkow, he runs the Wilkow Majority, which is the name of his Sirius XM show. He's really good. I mean, I listen to him a lot. I listen to Bongino now a lot, but when Rush went, I was exclusively listening to Wilkow. And he's very good. Leader of the new school, he calls it.
Yeah, leader of the new school. That's what I got, man.
Can't see you, Chris.
All right.
You got to turn your video back on. But so he had said that somebody in the know, a good source in the know, said that the Democrats are talking Hillary Newsom. And he said, has anybody else heard that? And a few other influencers chimed in and said, yeah, I heard it too, but it's just one of 3 rumors. So there he is.
The new school, Wilkow.
Yeah, Andrew Wilkow.
That's
He's
my
the
man.
one that says, he's the one that says, I'm right, you're wrong. That's the end of the story. The arguments on this radio program can't be broken.
Cannot be
Sirius
broken.
XM Patriot.
That's
That's
right.
how he signs off every single commercial.
I listen to him every day. I'm not gonna lie about that every day.
He's really
I
good.
leave at the same time. He's at the middle of his show, and I leave.
Yeah.
From where I'm at, and I have him on. I have Sirius XM.
Yeah, we can't vote our way out of this shit if they're going to cheat.
So here's another question. If the election goes through as planned and Trump loses and it becomes obvious that he loses because of corruption, etc., then what do people do?
I don't know, man. Because if we lose this, that's it. That's
Then
it. There is no other election after this. I'm telling you right now. If we lose this, because look at all the shit they've done already. These goddamn fascists. Look what they've done already. And you know, the Supreme Court, I don't know
but what
why.
are the people going to do? What will people do?
Bubba effect. Yeah, but you know what? I don't even know about that. Like rioting, guns. I don't even know, because they've quelled the people. They did it. Look, the January 6th thing, when they went after all those people, what was it, 1,400 people they arrested? They chased them around the country, right? What they were doing was what they were doing with COVID. With COVID, when you had to wear a mask, had to do 6 inch or 6 feet, whatever. They were training Americans to obey. That's what they were doing. And so people coming out of COVID were being trained to obey the government. You didn't want to wear a mask, but you did. Why? You could get arrested if you didn't, right? So you were obeying the government. So when you get that mentality, I mean, think about it. We had citizens. We saw all the videos, people in Target. And, why aren't you wearing a mask? Because I'm not sick. You're supposed to wear a mask. I mean, I'm pitting Americans against Americans, right? Yeah. And so then when you had the January 6th stuff, they went after the lawyers as well. They went after members of Congress who were lawyers. Remember that? They were talking about threatening to go after Jim Jordan and Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio and all these other people, right? Because they were there legitimately inside the chamber or making an argument, which is their constitutional right, against the certification for certain states because there were questions about the ballots, right? So they threatened to charge them and lock them up for a year, right? Waiting for a trial. I mean, they literally did. And that was training them to obey. And what did they do with Trump, right? In every state that his lawyers went into and sued, right? What did they do to them? They arrested all the lawyers. Jenna Ellis, right? They arrested her and she cried like a baby, at her hearing.
It's all intimidation.
And she was cool. I used to email back and forth with her because when I wrote for David, he asked me to do a positive story about her, which I would do anyway because I really liked her. But I don't know, man. I was stymied a little bit after I saw her behavior, right? The way she was crying and just, oh my God, she should have stood up and said, look, I'm a lawyer. I represented my client. That's what I'm supposed to do. I could be disbarred if I don't, so what's the point here? And then they just disbarred Rudy Giuliani for doing the same thing, for defending his client. What the hell is this? Well, this is what communists do.
Intimidation.
Yeah, if they're saying this is you better obey because this is what's going to happen to you. So I think all the lawyers right now and the congressmen and all that, I think they're cold. I think they're all like, well, you know what? If they steal it again, oh well, I'm not getting involved. They'll lock my ass up. They got the power.
No, they're not going to steal it. They're not going to steal it.
I think they will, Chris. I think they will.
If you look at this,
I think they're so desperate.
If you look at this common sensely, I'm not even hypothetically, common sense tells the Democrats right now don't have a strong candidate. They will let this go by. Why? Because Trump will only be in for 2 years as a strong candidate to at least put the military together, get us back economic wise, and then show some muscle on Russia and China. Now, the vice president would then have to take that mantle where the Democrats would already have somebody. Because right now, the Democrats would say, you know what? We're going to lose this one. We know we are. We know we are. We're going to regroup. We're going to regroup. Because then they can always play the victim mentality of 2020, was it 2028? After 2024, they're going to play 2028, the victim mentality. See what happened? The LGBTQIA plus whatever. And then they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and say Trump didn't do this. Trump didn't do that.
Yeah.
They're going to lose this. They know they're going to lose it. That's why they want to
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like a cornered rat, they are so desperate right now. So desperate.
That's
that
why
I do not put it past them to do entire bucket ballot dumps and not care. Out in the open, I don't care.
They don't care. Right? Honestly, Rich, they don't care. Because if they mess around and pull a 2020 election, if they pull that again, they know they got caught cheating. They don't want to get caught cheating. So they know they don't have a strong candidate. You don't want to put Harris up there. You don't want to put Hillary up there. You don't want to put Gavin Newsom up there. We're going to let you have this because we know Trump is only going to be in there for 4 years. Too strong, too lame duck.
Right.
It's up to who he puts in as his VP that they're going to groom a stronger candidate to come in. Trust me, I can see this being played out now. Trump is building momentum going forward. They want that to happen. They want it to happen because Biden didn't do it for them.
Excuse me.
And then your czar of the border did what? Nothing.
Nothing.
So what do they have strong enough for that?
But here's the thing.
Hillary. They're
Chris,
suggesting Hillary. Come on.
Chris, this is the mentality, okay? On that side. It's not Trump. They would put a fucking glass of water with a D on it in office over Trump. That's their mentality. They don't give a shit who's in. If it was Joe Biden, I'll bet a lot of them are going to vote for him. I'll bet a lot of them are because it's not Trump.
Hey, Rich, the last couple of days I've been on YouTube, Rumble, and other couple of sites. You said back a month ago, if you type in African-American Republican, and I put that in there, it's over thousands of sites now. That's African-American and Latinos coming up.
I love every minute of it.
Right. And they have Dr. Carol Swain from PragerU explaining to them the difference between Republican and Democrats.
Well, PragerU, she did a real good job.
And they have 5-6 people, and it's like thousands of them. So they are now waking up.
Yeah.
From from Larry Elder's movie. Did you see the Larry Elder's movie? What is it?
Joy Reid.
What is it? The movie he just produced, and he got to Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom, yeah.
1 and 2. It's spreading.
I didn't know there was a second one.
Yeah, it's the second. It's spreading. It's spreading right now.
Yeah, it's an oral history of the American Black conservative. What was it? Is a 2020 American political documentary film.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a part 2 now.
I didn't know there was a part 2.
Yes.
How about that?
That's going around. That's really going around.
Yeah. Well,
Chris,
look what they did. Look what they did to him in California. He was the black face of white supremacy.
I agree with you, Chris. I think if I had to predict, and I haven't got out my tarot cards, so I can't give you a good reading, but I think they realize that it would be too over the top. They're going to let Trump take it, and then they're concentrating their efforts on blocking him at the House and Senate. That's what I think that's what's going to happen. I think Trump is going to take it. I think I think they realize that it's too far out. But what they're doing is now their strategy is going to be block him at the House and Senate. The good thing is it looks like we're going to get the Senate. So when Sotomayor and hopefully Roberts retire, guess who gets another couple of picks?
Trump.
And then the other thing is the Democrats are, listen, they're friggin' crazy, but they're not stupid, okay? They're insane. They're not stupid. They're also thinking there's one other thing to this, is by letting Trump win, they get rid of not only Biden, but guess who else they get rid of?
Kamala
Harris. So I think they're pretty much gonna let the Trump vote happen.
Yes.
I agree with you. I think they're going to do that and concentrate their efforts, because it looks pretty iffy on the House. And of course, the House controls the purse strings, and the Democrats have always been very good at using and abusing that power.
Right.
That's where I think it's going to go. The only good thing in that is we will still have Trump. Trump knows what the swamp smells like now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He knows the waters. And he doesn't have to worry about a second term, because this will be a second term.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
And the other thing is he knows the personnel. So I don't see him picking somebody like Mike Pence to work anywhere in his vicinity.
Right. Yeah. Well, Jared Kushner could be blamed for that, because Jared Kushner was the one that made all those choices for him that were bad choices.
Well, he didn't know. He didn't know the insides and the depth. You know what I want to see? I decided I want to see Vivek Ramaswamy as Secretary of State.
Yeah.
I want him as Secretary of State.
Yes.
That's what I want.
I didn't want
that would be all right. I want to see Rudy Giuliani as Attorney General.
Okay, that too. But I didn't want to cut you off, Jay, because you were right on point. Now, the other sneaky thing is that I wanted to finish that the Democrats want to do is let Trump in. Once he get in, they're going to try to impeach him again.
Well, yeah.
On day two, yeah.
Day two, exactly.
Yep.
So this is where we, the people, have to vote in our constituents in the House and Senate to
see. That's the thing. You got to vote down ballot too. Yeah, you got to vote down ballot, because I mean, a lot of the Democrats that are going to vote for Trump, they're probably not going to vote down ballot. They'll vote Democrat.
They just pick Trump and then go straight down the other side. No,
we have to have the down ballot if Trump's going to have any power to do anything.
Exactly.
Congress. We have to.
Yes.
Yeah, we're probably going to take the House or the Senate. We could keep the House if they would get off their asses and act like conservatives.
But we know who they are that needs to go. And in those districts.
Yeah, but see, the problem is this. The problem is this, Chris. Like I said this before, that right now Speaker Johnson is pointing out the same problem that McCarthy had. And he said, look, he said to the Freedom Caucus people, who I love, he said, you guys want this done. I do too. However, I've got 19 guys over here to tell me that they're in Biden districts where he won by 10 points. So if I have to get them to vote for it, and they do vote for it, they lose their seat, we lose the gavel. That's the problem. See, they allow rhinos to run in blue districts.
Yes.
They should have never done it.
Right.
Rhinos are a waste of time. I think they're worse than Democrats in some ways, because with the Democrats, they're pretty much all commies now. Not all of them, but most of them. And you know what you're going to get. With a rhino, you never know. It's just like you never know. How do you have a plan, with your caucus if you don't know how the hell they're going to vote on anything? Because they're thinking about their own viability, their own future, their careers and all that. They're not going to vote for something that we want, everybody here watching wants. They're not going to do it. That's the problem, which is why Trump was going around and he was primarying with America First candidates. And he won a lot. You know, the press tries, oh, he fired miserably. No, he won a lot of those races. He was, what was he, like 86%?
Yeah.
You know, and he got rid of a lot of the rhinos.
Yeah, Trump endorsement.
Like Cheney and little crying Adam.
Adam Schiff. Oh, man.
No, Adam
Kinzinger.
Oh, Kinzinger?
Kinzinger, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Adam Kinzinger. Little Adam, crying Adam Kinzinger.
Not Adam Schiff for brains.
Yeah.
Those are the ones we definitely have to get out of office.
Hey, we got rid of Ken Buck here in Colorado.
Okay, there you go, Ken Buck. Yeah, all of those. Sheila Jackson Lee's, all those they're rhinos. Well, not rhino. What do you call Democrat dinos? Democrat name only that want to stay there. They have to go also. If this new climate wants change, look at the newer generation that's coming up that's speaking on behalf of, hey, this country, not just you, it's everybody. Come on, y'all got to get it together here. You Gen Zers, you millennials, you guys got to get this together here. You want a country where we're respected? Come on, get in there and find out what is up with your municipalities. That's what you guys got to do. Not just look at Trump and Biden. You look at your municipalities. You look at your states. You look at your your cities. What's going on? Well, what's going on?
That is so true.
Yes.
Circuit court judges.
Yes.
Local.
And it starts at the PTA. Right. It starts at the PTA, at the school board. Get involved. Your school board. Then you go into city council. You find out what's going on. Don't let the money get you.
Right.
You serve. Look, it's already rules and laws on the books. All you're doing is protecting that. You don't have to change anything. Everything is there for you. That's what it's about.
Yes. Can't argue with that.
Hey, Rich, you taught me. You taught me well. You taught me well, bro. Biden, it's not just the big people. They're the little fish in the pond.
Red Pill for Rabbit just sent me one. He's one of my sources. What do you say this? I'm going to read it. Biden reveals he underwent medical checkup in meeting with Democrat governors. Here we go. President Joe Biden informed Democratic governors of his good health following a recent medical checkup after the debate, according to sources familiar with the meeting. Key details. President Biden disclosed to Democrat governors that he is in good health and in recent medical exam. The White House physician conducted a brief checkup a few days after the debate due to a cold. Yeah, a cold that he seemed to lose right afterwards when he went to the Waffle House, right? And the next day when he had no cold at all over his poor debate performance.
Is that like his stutter? Is that like his stutter?
When I get a cold, I forget where I leave my keys, not how to run the country, right? White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, she's a historical figure. Just ask her. Okay, confirmed Biden had no medical exams since his last physical in February.
We call her sweet potatoes, man.
Right.
Jean-Pierre,
President Joe Biden met with Democrat governors on Wednesday night, where he reassured them of his good health following a recent medical checkup. According to two individuals with direct knowledge of the meeting, Biden mentioned he underwent a medical examination after the debate last week. This checkup came not only due to a cold, but also amid concerns over his poor debate performance, which had raised questions about his health and stamina. One source familiar with the president's schedule, confirmed to ABC News that Biden had a brief checkup with the White House physician a few days post-debate. Does this article seem like it's like repeating itself over and over? It's redundant. It's saying the same thing. It's repeating itself over and over. The examination was described as brief without major tests. So in other words, they went in, he sat around, okay, I can leave, bye. Another person with knowledge of the meeting noted that Biden conveyed to the Democratic governors his confidence in his good health. Biden's health has been a topic of interest, especially given his age in the upcoming presidential election cycle. I don't think he'll make it through 4 years. His debate performance amplified concerns about his ability to maintain the rigors of his position. His position was like this. You ever see he was like bent over half the time? While the brief checkup post-debate was due to a cold, it also served to address the apprehensions surrounding his overall health and performance. As the nation heads into another election season, Biden's health will undoubtedly remain the focal point. Yeah, this is good they got this out there because we need to keep talking about it. I think a lot of the influencers need to continue playing pieces of the debate on their channels. They need to remind people this is what you're going to vote for, right?
And then show a picture of Kamala and say this is what you're voting for.
Yeah, that's
I may do shorts. I may do some shorts of just showing. You know what I mean?
So did that letter come out of the Department of Redundancy Department?
Probably, man.
Did you get it? Department of Redundancy Department.
Yeah, I got it. Very good.
I didn't make that one up. It was a friend of mine likes
well,
to say.
It shows how the whole thing is unraveling. It really does. Because now, I mean, think about it. Before, you had all these news sites that were just nonstop covering for Joe. Well, the word went out. We want him gone. We want him gone. So, not for speaking, but for other vocal work. Yeah, I know. Heels up Harris. That's what I call her. Heels up Harris. Yeah. Let me get rid of some of these.
Yeah, and I guess that's not even a rumor. I mean, we've got like what was it, the Mayor Brown?
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually come out and been confirmed.
Oh yeah, he referred to her as his girlfriend when he was married.
Yeah.
He referred to her as his girlfriend.
And we don't know how many others or who, but yeah.
Well, she obviously like slept with him to get places. You know, district attorney. You know, I mean, she was running for district attorney when Gavin Newsom was running for mayor of San Francisco.
Yep.
And so they knew each other in those circles.
Yep. Yeah, but wasn't it?
I'm glad y'all up on that. I'm glad y'all up on that.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it Mayor Brown that appointed her? Like she started banging him, and then he appointed her district attorney.
And then he told her not to run because it's nothing in there for her.
Right.
Until Biden committee, not Biden, but Biden committee said we needed the DEI.
Right. You think about this.
That was it.
They're saying Kamala already picked her VP. It's been reported. Do you know who it is?
Who?
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
We would have, and this is after. Look, here's the scoop, right? If Joe steps down before the party's over, 2024, right? Then Kamala will be president until that term ends. And she's going to pick Buttigieg, okay? Which means our country will be run by 2 DEI hires.
Yep.
Think about that.
It makes sense.
We're already the laughing stock of the world.
It makes sense that she would pick Mayor Pete, though.
It's just unreal.
It does make sense from their point of view.
Oh, yeah.
But
because she would pick him as VP.
At least she didn't come out. What's her name? Fannie Williams. At least Kamala didn't come out like Fannie Williams in like one of the interviews when she was early on, and she says, "Well, you're certainly not going to get someone who has an affair with their
right. Someone's going to sleep with her subordinates."
Yeah,
she actually said that,
and then, bada bang.
Yeah, she actually said that. Why should the people of Atlanta vote for you? Well, because they're going to get a DA that's not going to sleep with her subordinates. Yeah. They're going to get a DA that's going to be honest with money. They're going to get everything that she's like a crook over.
But
I know.
That's what the whole thing is.
Wow.
Yeah, she actually said that in an interview.
Yeah.
Let's see if
at least Kamala has the decency not to have said that.
Yeah. I don't know if she could have articulated it, quite honestly.
Well, kind of like the significance of passage of time. And when you think about it, there's great significance to the passage of time. When time passes in the passage of time, oh God, I can't even keep that going.
I know. Isn't it something?
I'm not brain damaged enough. Talk about brain damage, Fetterman, as his brain damage, as he heals from his stroke, heals the brain damage from his stroke, he's sounding more and more conservative.
He is, isn't he? But I think it's because he knows he'll be thrown out of office. Because he knows that he's going to lose his next time around. I think I found it, guys. Here, let me play this.
About Fetterman, because he was just on Bill Maher's show, week before last.
This is the one.
Yeah. Watch this, guys. This is fantastic. Watch this.
Yeah, this is
because they deserve a DA that won't have sex with his employees. Because they deserve a DA that won't put money in their own pocket when it should go to benefit children. Because we deserve better.
But you did.
I know. Isn't that great, though? Wasn't that fantastic?
But she
did everything she said that she didn't want to do.
You know the meme where there's a cartoon character and it's like, shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly, man.
Oh, wow.
Crazy shit, huh?
Yes.
Oh, man. And no one wants to talk about that. I don't think there's a reporter down in Atlanta that would bring that up.
No.
I just don't.
No.
I just don't. There's some other crazy shit going on. There's a woman, Misha, I can't remember her last name. My friend Mark from Georgia, Mark Davis, I had him on multiple times. You remember him? Well, he had said this woman, Misha, she was running, and that there was a guy who was stalking her for years, to the point where she had to get, well, he spent some time in jail over it because she had a restraining order and he violated it. And then the minute he was in prison for like 4 years. The minute he got out, he started doing it again, right? What? So Mark writes, he writes for the Federalist, right? So he writes a story about it in the Federalist, and they publish it for him. Well, he's actually a writer for them now. God bless him. So he posts his story in his Facebook page, and the actual stalker attacks him on the Facebook page. The guy actually chimed in and was trying to defend himself on his Facebook page. And Mark said a couple things back to me. He goes, dude, that's just not true. What you did is this, and this. Right? And he says, no, you got nothing right in there. He goes, no, I have everything right because we have the records when you were arrested. Stuff like that.
Excuse me.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just crazy. Let's see. What else is there?
Well, if you don't have any other great entertainment here, Rich, I might move along. It's 6:00 my time. Time to go upstairs, prepare for the evening, get something to eat, maybe. And
appreciate you coming on as always.
Oh, as always, a good time. I kind of enjoy these. I'm getting hooked on them.
Dr. Dillon.
See you, Dr. Jade. Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Thanks, Andromeda.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See you, Dr. Jade.
I give you the Buckies. All right, Rich.
That's funny. Yeah, everybody likes Jade.
Yes.
I like her a lot.
I'm waiting to see Jade.
I'm waiting top commenter.
I'm waiting to see Dr. Jade get those drums, man.
Thank you, Andromeda.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me see what else I got. Oh, this one here. If you think the legacy media is bad now, wait until Kamala Harris becomes their nominee. Oh, that would be funny. That's the dossier. But Liberty Daily wrote it. If you think the legacy media is bad now, wait until Chlamydia Harris becomes their nominee. That's how he wrote it. Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, man. So we got Sean Diddy Combs was hit with yet another sexual assault lawsuit.
Oh,
man.
skirt.
Man, these guys they just can't keep it, down under.
Keep that going, man. Keep that going.
They just can't keep it. Pinocchio Joe lashes out at reporters. Oh, wow. What does it say? Pinocchio Joe lashes out at reporters, says they're wrong about everything for investigating his cognitive ability. Oh, McDonald had a farm. Let's see if I can get that on. Where's my StreamYard? There it is. Let's see. Biden lashes out. There we go. Let's see if we can watch it on X. I gotta catch the I hate when they do that. They put the volume up like that. Let's make it big. All right.
After leaving Wisconsin. I was watching the earlier thing that he was at, his little speech. He said the exact same stuff.
He says, I beat him before, but I beat him before, and I've got more done than any other president has. Yeah, more horror shows. He's had more horrific things happen under his watch. I mean, think about that. He's bragging about 12 million plus illegal aliens in the country. Harming a lot of Americans, as a matter of fact.
A day.
Yeah, per day.
A day.
And I mean, he killed our energy sector. We're still suffering from the ravages of his inflation. Holy mackerel. Just all the crap that he's done. People can't afford gas. People can't afford food. It's just unbelievable. And he says he's gotten more done. That Inflation Reduction Act did not reduce any inflation.
No.
One of the things I talked about earlier that it did is it screwed Medicare Part D seniors because their premiums are going to skyrocket because the Inflation Reduction Act wiped out Trump's rebate program that actually would have saved him a lot of money. And it wasn't, like I said earlier, it wasn't a rebate where you had to fill out a form and mail it in and hope your money comes. No, it was done instantly. It was a rebate program, and they would have saved money on their prescriptions. But no, Joe wiped that out. You didn't see CNN and MSNBC bragging about that, did you? Not at all. Bunch of jerk-offs.
Oh, you said
there's still some out there covering, but a lot of them are like, yeah, it's not going to happen. Yeah. Let us see. What do we have here? I'll see what Not the Bee has. Joe Biden takes jab at Trump. I'll beat him again in 2020. Yeah. Joe Biden takes a jab at him, and you got to hear it. This was great. This just happened, as a matter of fact. Where is it? Let me see. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up into X. We got to stop it right there. Oh, you guys got to hear this. Ready? It's going to be Joe Biden. Where is it? Hold on. There it is. All right. Let's go here. Bring it up. Got to get used to this. Here we go. All right. Let's see.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that was the day.
Yeah. So let's see if I can play it. Yeah. Where do you hear this?
Oh, he going live right here.
Beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
2020.
I'll beat him again in 2020.
2020. Yep. I watched that earlier. I'm looking at him like,
we're going to do it again in 2024.
He caught himself.
Yeah, he caught himself.
I'll beat him again in 2020. By the way, we're going to. What a maroon.
I was watching that earlier, Rich, and I said he is saying the same thing he was saying 2 days ago. The whole lie bit, the whole spiel.
Yeah.
CNN had already fact checked you and said you lied, and you said the exact same thing. Oh man, this guy needs extra strength Prevagen. Big time. But I can beat him again. Yeah, right. You're not going to beat him this time. It's a shame that others look at us now as a weak country.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For this country.
And yet they gaslight you saying, we're respected now. It's like, they're laughing at you, dude. And it all started after
Trump.
Afghanistan. After Afghanistan, the world leaders are like, oh,
that was it.
We have an opportunity here.
And that's what the people don't understand. If you don't understand what happened, the pullout of Afghanistan, to leave $8 billion of equipment there.
84 billion or 80, was it 84 billion?
I got the whole thing on.
Yeah, it was a lot of
everything. It was $8+ billion
there were Apache helicopters
of equipment that he just said, bring them home, man. Come on, man. Bring them home. We don't want to be in there anymore. Come on.
M60 or whatever their M1s.
Or everything we left there.
Yeah, it was a lot. First of all, he should have kept Bagram, which is what Trump would have done. Trump would have kept Bagram. He would have never gone down to Kabul and did it there. He just wouldn't have. And the thing is, a lot of people don't want to talk about this either. They don't want to talk about this either. What happened was Biden was told when the pullout was, okay, and he had held it off. And so the Taliban were kind of pissed off, but they had to live with it. They were like, all right, he's going to hold it off, right? So he said, no, we're going to do it, but we got to work some things out and all that because Joe Biden wanted his people to make it his deal, not Trump's. He had this whole thing where he hated that Trump got a lot of credit for the things that happened under his watch. So he wanted to change it, but he never acted on it. So now the Taliban are like really pissed off a year later. And they're like, guys, what the fuck? You got to do this. So his advisors keep coming to him saying, Mr. President, you really got to do this thing, in Afghanistan. We got to come up with a plan. And he just basically said, that's it. Get them out. Just get them out. I don't care how. Get the military out. And they're like, yeah, but they should have fought back on him. Milley, what a pussy. He should have fought back on him saying, Mr. President, you don't leave yeah, you're right, Jim. It was 80 billion. It was 84 bill. You don't leave you don't have the military leave before all the civilians are out. You just don't do that. And that's what he did. And they were saying, there's a couple people left behind. I heard there was 1,000 because there were mercenary groups that were going there and coming, I think, from the northwest of Afghanistan. They were sneaking in and getting hundreds of them out at a time, but wow.
Yeah. Plan was to get them out.
The worst possible.
Right.
See, here's the problem, though. Whoever that commander was, it wasn't Milley. I forget the guy's name. He was a commander of that area. And he allowed the Taliban to be in charge of security of the pullout. The Taliban. And I think it was either Al-Qaeda guys that some of them are left or ISIS people that did the explosion, the bomb that killed 13 of our military people.
ISIS did the explosion.
That was just a disgrace. That was a real disgrace.
Regardless, 13 service members died.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have. Under Biden's watch, where he said on national television Thursday, nobody died under my watch.
Yeah.
Right. Guess what? The American people know. They understand.
Yeah.
So with that going forward, that was, I wouldn't even say strike number one. It was more than that. But that was it. That happened around about my birthday, August the 29th.
Yeah.
When that happened. Any fact checkers out there? Any fact checkers out there? It was around that time.
Yep.
Oh, man. But we see how this is going to play out. Sometimes you can see how it's going to play out. The Democrats will say, you know what? Y'all got this. We're still going to mess around and try to take Trump out, which they're not going to do. But Trump is going to go in there to at least straighten up what they need straightening up, which is the economy, the border, which Trump, touted on. That was his thing. The border, get the border straightened out, get the economy up, and then they want to polish up some, I don't know who it can be. I got to do more research, but they're going to polish up somebody that they're going to throw in the next election. they're going to through in the next election. I wouldn't even put it past if they put in their AOC.
Nah, no.
Oh,
never.
No.
No.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
They use her as the stuttering John of the House of Representatives.
Strong does the Democrat Party have right now?
They have a very weak bench.
Nonsense.
They're not going to pull her. They use her because she's so stupid that she doesn't realize that what she's saying is so stupid when they tell her to say something. She goes on MSNBC and says some of the dumbest shit that others go, I can't believe you fucking said that. You know, because they don't want to say it. They're not going to put her in a position like that. Never, ever.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it.
Okay.
I don't think ever.
What other Democrat leader, House or Democrat, House or Congress, Senate? Name me one.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's it.
They think Hillary and Gavin.
Young people know AOC. The young people know AOC.
No, they're not going to.
The Gen Zs and the millennials know. That's two generations.
35. How old is AOC?
She's about 38 now.
Let's see.
She's been in there since
she's 34. She can't run. She's 34. She's born in 1989.
I'm saying by time she go, you got to be 35.
Right.
By time the next election,
35 by a month. So technically she could, I guess, but
there's
no way they would ever give her the nod.
Rich, I only ask
you. A lunatic.
Rich, I know that.
They know it too.
What strong Democrat been in the House or the Senate that you know? And they're going by name recognition only. They don't care about policy. These people don't care about policy. They know by pretty face on the circuit. They see AOC all out crazy. AOC all out crazy. That's exactly who they see. Oh, she got a great one. She was a bartender. She from my hood. Yeah, that's what they look at. And then they promote her. Yeah, they groom her. Who else? What male Democrat, House or Senate, strong that you know of? Name me one. Jamie Raskin, he got cancer.
Jamie Raskin, no way. Yeah, they don't really have anybody on their bench that's really good. But the Bob Torricelli effect. I keep talking about it. It's a real thing. I keep talking about it. Anybody that they think could be viable enough because he's not Trump or she's not Trump, they'll put him up there. Everybody will flood. Everybody that's saying, "No, I can't vote for Biden," they'll all vote for that person.
I forgot about Tulsi Gabbard. She's another one. And AOC on the ticket.
Tulsi Gabbard. Everybody talks about her like she's some kind of a conservative Johnny come lately. She voted for every progressive. When she was in Congress, she voted for every progressive bill that came up in front of her. Yes. She voted for it all. And so now we're supposed to believe that she's a conservative because she says a couple things that we like. I don't think so.
That's the carrot on the stick.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's the carrot on the stick.
Yeah.
And Hakeem Jeffries, no. No. Heck no, hell no, no way, shape, or form, no.
Yeah.
No. I just saw his comments up here. Hakeem Jeffries, no. That is
she went independent, but
that's what you call a puppet on a stick. Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah. Yeah, he's as racist as his father. His father was a known racist.
It's not even that. He just, if I saw him, I would punch him in the face.
No, you don't want to say that. You don't want to say that on.
I don't want to. I apologize.
He's kidding. He doesn't mean.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
He's figuratively saying I would want to. He didn't say he would.
I'm really kidding.
Yeah.
But he's the person that I would not really look. I'm sorry, Rich. I apologize.
No, it's all right,
man.
We know you were
Wholeheartedly.
kidding. We know you were just saying your anger at him. Yeah, Chunk Yogurt. Yeah, I call him Chunk Yogurt from the Young Turds.
Yeah.
The Young Turds. Yeah. Did you guys hear him after the debate? It's over. He looked old. He is old. Oh, that was hilarious. That was great. He was freaking out. Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, she does, doesn't she? She has that going on. She really does.
Tulsi.
Well, guys, I hate to do this, but I got to be somewhere, so I got to end this now. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is a good thing. But I got to end this now. I want to thank everybody. Please hit the like button. It helps. Let me see how many we got. We had 18 people in here. We got 13. Yeah, hit the like if you can, please. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because I put videos up every day. We do a live stream every Friday. I appreciate everybody being here. Love you all. Chris, my brother, thank you for being here.
Be here next week too.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
All right.
I'll be here. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you. Bye-bye.